My parents sneered. You'll never measure up to your brother. I stood up and said, then tell him to cover all the bills. Can you imagine being told you're worthless? A disappointment? By your own mother? At her birthday party? Especially when you've been secretly propping up the entire family for years? What do you do in that moment? Do you swallow that bitter pill? Or do you finally unleash a truth so shattering it makes everyone gasp, demanding to know what the hell just happened? My name is Alvin Grant. And that moment, that raw, explosive truth, erupted in our small Beckley, West Virginia living room. Growing up in Beckley, nestled amongst those familiar green hills, everyone knew everyone, and family stories were always shared. But my story? It wasn't that warm, cozy picture. For me, childhood was a long, painful series of days spent in the suffocating shadow of unfair comparisons. I was always the one falling short, while my younger brother Chase was the shining star nobody could touch. From a young age, I just got used to being pushed aside, like I was a supporting character in my own family's narrative. Chase, 4 years younger than me, was born with this incredible charisma. He was lively, eloquent, a master at charming adults with a quick smile or a perfectly timed joke. He was the golden child, treasured by everyone. At every family gathering, all eyes were on Chase, while I just sat there quietly, hoping for a question, a kind word, that rarely, if ever, came. My dad, Gordon Grant, was a coal miner. He toiled day after day in dark, grimy tunnels, coming home with a face smeared with coal dust, his hands calloused and worn. He was a man of few words, but when he spoke, it was often to praise Chase. My mom, Monica Grant, an accountant, was always busy with ledgers and bills. Yet she always found time to brag to the neighbors about her clever son. I know, deep down they didn't mean to hurt me, but their favoritism, it built up over time, like the layers of coal dust clinging to my father's skin. They overlooked me, often for reasons that sounded reasonable, but were really just excuses to justify their bias. I was quiet, reserved, not great at small talk. I'd fumble trying to chat with relatives, while Chase could make a room burst into laughter with a single joke. My grades were decent, sure, but they never earned me awards or shiny medals. Chase, though? He was constantly praised for everything. Youth soccer, school performances, anything that made him stand out. I loved reading science fiction, tinkering with technology, spending hours in front of an old computer my dad bought secondhand, just taking it apart to see how it worked. But to my parents, that was just dry or burying my nose in computers, as if my interests were a flaw that needed fixing. Those repeated comparisons. They became a smoldering wound in my heart. Not bleeding, but aching, late into the night. You need to learn from your brother, Dad would say whenever I brought home my report card. My grades were steady, but to them they were insignificant compared to the endless praise Chase received. I felt like I was just a shadow trailing behind him, full story video added in below.